'Twas the morn before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring except Mr. and Mrs. Mouse. Their home was a small little hole in the ground where barely a table and chair could be found. For they were quite poor, though it was hard to believe by the looks of their faces on this Christmas Eve. Mr. Mouse busied himself getting dressed, while his wife twirled the curls with which she'd been blessed. Long flowing locks of yellow and gold, it was a sight far and wide to behold. He looked at the watch which hung from his belt, tied there by pieces of old string and felt.
I better believe it, I'm going to be late. The work at the office is not going to wait.
Back in his pocket his favorite watch went. He was off to the field where his day would be spent. Up the ladder and out of the hole, but going to work wasn't really his goal. For tomorrow was Christmas.
I got to buy a gift for the missus. At least I must try.
He hurried to where the mouse shops were, hoping to find a nice present for her. He walked past the stores that sold shoes and cheap rings, past the catnip and the cheese dip, to a place that said things.
Good morning!
The shopkeeper said with a grin.
If you're looking for things, they come right on in. I got trinkets and baubles, and there's a knick-knack. I see you even have some bric-a-brac.
Then he saw something that caught his eye.
Now there's a gift that I really must buy. How much does it cost? It's on sale just for you. It only costs $20. $20? Plus 2. It really is perfect. It really is a steal. I don't have much money. I'll make you a deal.
He made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
I love Mrs. Mouse, so what can I lose?
Back at the house, Mrs. Mouse was upset.
I haven't got Mr. Mouse anything yet.
She pulled down a jar from a shelf on the wall, doubting she'd find any spare change at all. She looked at the pennies. There's only a few. She counted 19.
Make that 20. Plus 2.
Well, it wasn't enough for what she had in mind. So she set out to find a way out of this bind. She walked past the shops that her husband had passed, till she came upon one, and she went inside fast.
Hi.
Said the owner, a smile on his face.
If you're looking to buy, then you come to the right place.
Actually, I'm looking to sell.
He looked at her hair and he said,
Very well.
He touched it, he smelled it, and he studied precisely.
$1 an ounce.
That'll do nicely.
Mrs. Mouse knew of no other way how to get what she needed.
Cut it off now.
He sheared off her curls, and when he was through...
How much does it weigh?
20 ounces plus 2.
She gathered the profits from the hair she so prized and bought a grand gift.
Won't he be surprised?
But when he got home, he started to stare.
What happened?
He said.
To your beautiful hair.
She nervously answered.
I cut it, you see, to give you this present. Merry Christmas from me.
He opened the box, saw a chain made of gold, a chain for his watch, the watch he had sold.
It's a chain for your watch. I thought it would be pleasant.
But dearest, I sold it to buy you this present.
She looked inside, and what she found there was a beautiful comb, a comb for her hair.
The comb is so pretty.
My watch has a chain.
Were these presents bought in vain?
My hair will grow back.
He knew that it would.
This chain will make any watch look good.
She could have mourned for the loss of her hair, as could he for the watch that was no longer there. But each of them smiled, then laughed at their folly, determined to make this Christmas Eve jolly. The Magi gave gifts of frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Of what use were they to a babe, I'm not sure. But if they were symbols of a love you can't buy or sell, then maybe our mouse friends were Magi as well. For a gift may be fancy, expensive, and new.
But a gift from the heart is worth 20.
+2.